Hello and welcome. I'm David Knowles and I'm here today to present a short presentation on ITIL, dispelling the misconceptions and uncovering the real-life benefits of ITIL. My presentation today will cover the following topics: a brief history of ITIL, ITIL misconceptions, ITIL adoption and why organisations should look to adopt ITIL, getting started with ITIL within your organisation, and finally I'll conclude with some key points. Before we dive into ITIL, I'd like to briefly introduce CRMworks. CRMworks was founded in 2001 and has rapidly grown to become one of the UK's most trusted providers of IT service management and asset management solutions and services. Our headquarters are in Swindon, Wiltshire. Having had experience of over 500 service management deployments across Europe, the Middle East and Africa, we offer a truly consultative approach, executed by highly qualified and ITIL certified staff. We are proud to call ourselves service management and asset management experts. Here you can see a handful of our customers. They include Go Compare, Accent Housing Group, Mace, Paul Simon, Action for Blind People, London Gateway Port Limited and Newell Rubbermaid, the global holding company for brands such as Irwin Tools, Parker, Papermate, Sharpie and Waterman pens, Dymo, Graco and many more. Our customer base is very broad and comprises of both medium and enterprise sized customers. The concept of ITIL emerged in the 1980s when the UK government determined that the level of IT service quality provided to them was not sufficient. The Central Computer and Telecommunications Agency, CCTA, now called the Office of Government Commerce, OGC, was tasked with developing a framework for efficient and financially responsible use of IT resources within the British government and the private sector. The earliest version of ITIL was actually originally called GITIM, or Government Information Technology Infrastructure Management. Obviously this was different to ITIL as we know it today, but conceptually very similar, focusing around service support and delivery. Moving into the 1990s, large companies and government agencies throughout Europe started to adopt the ITIL framework in large numbers. As it grew in popularity, both in the UK and across the world, both IT and ITIL continued to evolve. In 2000, the CCTA merged into the OGC, the Office of Government Commerce, and in the same year, Microsoft used ITIL as the basis to develop their proprietary Microsoft Operations Framework. In 2001, version 2 of ITIL was released. The service support and service delivery books were redeveloped into more concise, usable volumes. Over the following few years, it became by far the most widely used ITIL service management best practice approach in the world. In 2007, version 3 of ITIL was published. This adopted more of a life cycle approach to service management with greater emphasis on IT business integration. That's enough of the history, now for the practical. ITIL has been around for approximately 30 years. In this time, it has evolved and expanded to such an extent that the adoption of ITIL can now be an extremely daunting and time-consuming exercise. Even now, with ITIL so widely adopted, there are still huge misconceptions about it. What it is, what it can do, and what the benefits are. One of the most common fallacies is that ITIL is an all or nothing endeavour, and that to take advantage of the ITIL approach, an organisation must implement all elements across all aspects of its service management operation. This is simply not true. Having implemented scores of ITIL-based service management projects, I'm here to tell you that even a little bit of ITIL does you good. ITIL is such a helpful, logical and systematic approach to dealing with IT service issues that even adopting single elements can bring significant benefits. In fact, this is the most common and successful approach for many organisations who choose to pick off the best bits, according to what may be most relevant to them, whether it be the service catalogue, incident, problem or change management, for instance. The groundswell of support for ITIL continues to grow internationally, but for many ITIL just sounds like hard work, a lengthy process working with a dusty engineering approach with dubious payback. It's true that the IT Infrastructure Library was originally collated for an engineering community, but it has moved on massively since then. One thing is certain: should you start on the journey to adopt ITIL, you will be in good company. Thousands of public sector and private sector organisations across the UK and beyond are working towards adopting the ITIL framework at any point in time. For many organisations, it's often pain or even a disaster that drives them to question their processes and procedures. For instance, a company may find that it can't restore files from a backup, as either they weren't done or they weren't tested appropriately. Or a major outage may occur, resulting in key systems or services being unavailable for an extended period of time. Alternatively, they may find that support demands have outgrown their current infrastructure and that documented processes or better processes are called for. Service desk staff may find that they're spending all their time providing reactionary support and are unable to be proactive, to analyse the root cause of problems and fix them, let alone being able to dedicate focused time to interesting and challenging projects. For all its benefits, the ITIL path should not be embarked upon lightly. It does call for commitment from all staff, and certification can be a considerable expense. Common reasons for ITIL adoption projects to flop is that organisations fail to allocate sufficient time or effort, fail to communicate the benefits or vision to staff, or have unrealistic expectations. We're all still waiting for that magic wand that can cure all IT woes. Unfortunately, ITIL isn't it. But it is undeniably the key to multiple benefits. In my experience, effective processes for problem management can result in around a 60% improvement in service, as the time to resolve issues is slashed and it becomes possible to recognise trends and patterns, and in so doing, avert future incidents. Getting a grip on change management can be equally dramatic, as the number of successful changes increases and rollback procedures are laid out in advance rather than being developed on the fly. Industry analysts such as Gartner and Forrester have long advocated the adoption of formal change management processes, and it is universally recognised that the return on investment derived from change management is greater than any other ITIL discipline. Configuration management will provide an understanding of the entire IT estate: hardware, software, systems, network infrastructure, and peripherals. This information clearly benefits change management and improves performance there, but also gives greater control in terms of software and asset management, as well as a host of other compliance issues. Staff training and the communication of the benefits of ITIL are critical to successful ITIL adoption. After all, if staff don't understand the benefits or what the goal of the project is, they are likely to fall back into their previous ways of working over time, possibly resulting in a failed ITIL adoption project. Many organisations will start with incident management or service request management. I would suggest that both disciplines are underpinned by the service catalogue and service level management, and therefore these should be the initial focus. A well-designed service catalogue can be considered to be your shop window, effectively describing the services that are available to customers or users and what they can expect in terms of the timeframes associated with the delivery of these services. Service level management provides a structured method of defining target response and resolution times. Well-designed SLAs and strong service level management processes reduce the time and effort needed to administer agreements, provide better and more timely information, lead to fewer service problems and faster resolution when problems occur. More closely align service delivery with underlying business objectives and result in stronger long-term relationships between suppliers and recipients. Once defined, the SLAs can be associated with services and other items such as configuration items, users, departments, etc. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. ITIL is not just for IT. The approach of documenting and agreeing processes, definitions, and a common language can help many other operational areas. Examples include facilities management, human resources, and logistics. So whether you run a two-man help desk or a large data center service desk, think again about ITIL. This is often not a requirement for day one, but selecting a fully configurable IT service management solution that can be evolved over time to meet the evolving needs of your organization is critical. Having implemented your initial ITIL disciplines, consideration should be given to what comes next, whether it be additional disciplines such as configuration, problem, change or release management, or making further improvements to the disciplines you've already implemented. ITIL adoption should be considered to be a journey involving constant evolution and improvement. In the meantime, you'll find that the process of adopting further disciplines becomes much easier and quicker. Having implemented ITIL within your IT function, it's worth considering how this might benefit other non-IT functions. The approach of documenting and agreeing processes, definitions, and a common language can help many other operational areas. Examples include facilities management, human resources, logistics, etc. So whether you run a two-man help desk or a large data center service desk, think again about ITIL. CRMworks specialise in CRMworks Service Management, an industry-leading service management solution that not only includes 11 distinct ITIL v3 disciplines out of the box, but also allows customers to both customize these in any way they see fit, or indeed create entirely new modules, all within the concurrent user licensing. CRMworks is ideal for all manner of organizations, whether they are just starting out on the ITIL journey or already well down the road to full adoption and are looking for a more powerful solution that is also easier and more cost-effective to administer. Organizations starting from scratch can take advantage of the out-of-the-box best practice, resulting in fast deployment times and faster return on investment. CRMworks' underlining CBAT, Codeless Business Application Technology, allows customers to not only configure any aspect of CRMworks, but also ensures that all configuration changes are retained when upgrading from one version of CRMworks to another. So whether you are looking at incident management and service request management, the service catalog, problem management, service level management, change management, configuration management, knowledge management, IT project tracking, or would like to have the ability to build your own modules, here we have an example of a purchase order module. The combination of CRMworks and CRMworks Service Management can make your ITIL vision a reality. I hope you found this presentation helpful. Please feel free to contact me if you have any immediate questions or if you wish to know more about how CRMworks can help your organization with ITIL. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.